Too, so I'm gonna do a sorting video. So I got a few boxes, more boxes, kind of like, well, yeah, these two. I already taped it, so uh, pretty useful, I think. And then there's just some other boxes for just working on top. I could, lay a piece of cardboard, or these actually are pretty good for bicycle tires and rims. And then a few other shoe boxes, few other things. So I've been kind of doing a lot of my DIY channel stuff. Just sorting out everything. I actually need to do a few bicycles. So you kind of see there's a few bicycles here and there. Then there's bicycles and just the tools. I've got a tool bag coming up, but so far like these e-vapes. So I took apart. These are kind of like the bad ones where I think they're pressed in. I think there's a special way that there's like a plastic clip and things. Things aren't unscrewing. I've got a pair of pliers. Kind of see on this one, it looks like it's reusable or intact and things, but on inside of this small box, and this e-vaporizer started to leak, and then it basically fried the circuit board. So it's not too complicated. I've got some of my old e-vaporizers. Just have a spare container, I guess, for some of the tougher things. The ones, I'm not sure with this one. I think I knocked off the coil and things. There's other circuit boards, but yeah, this circuit, there's some spots where the power and things, there might be a microchip that's fried out and stuff. But I actually got EV, one to work, I think. It's just because I had this tip inside. It was working for a while, and then I've got two different pens, and basically the coil could actually stop working, and then if you press the button, you won't hear it working. But I switched out the tip on, and I thought this whole cell battery pack or whatever it is was messed up, but it turned out it was just the tip. So just the whole bottom piece or canister. So I refilled. So I got a few of these opened up, and then I was able to refill it so that it was basically you know supplies of e-juice. But all these other ones, I just don't know how to really open them up. When I do, I'll try to figure it out. There's always something to be updated in just because I have most of the parts to something like this. But yeah. So I've got a few, and that's why I'm kind of trying to fix this. But I don't think I'm going to be able to fix it unless I find another working one. I might even try to buy one just to reuse the canister, or just to reuse some of the parts. This is actually another pen that it needs a special plug or charging. But this has a LED screen on it. There's a small screen and stuff like that. So there's quite a few things that I need to test, and these lenses aren't really for cameras or optical, but they're pretty useful. I could kind of test these flashlights out. Um, I think this is the one LED. I have some, and then I keep my flashlights color coded. So this one is a red one, so it's really bright. So kind of see how dark it is. Then it goes pretty far. to that bucket at least. Then now I'm testing the one LED with the lens, and the 9 flashlight, it barely goes on to that, but just the standard flashlight is pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and get a 9 LED and try to stand in the same spot. And this one doesn't have batteries in it. And then I've also got this blue light that is kind of UV, or it's supposed to dry and or cure glue, and so I kind of put that right here. So I've got a bunch of boxes to sort out all these random things or items and flashlights. So that's kind of why I collect some of these shoe boxes. So now I've got a red and a blue, one with the lens and one without. So let's test the red light. You kind of see that bucket over there. It's probably like 5 yards away. So not bad. I can also see like the doorway. So no lens. And then I'm gonna use the one with the lens. So it's really, it's not as bright. So, I might have kind of failed, but the area around this area, in front of me, is pretty bright. But as you can see, the lens, it's a pretty bright light, like close range. So I think these lenses might, I might not have researched enough about lenses, but you kind of see right here the whole it's not really as bright close up, but there are still just some disadvantages with the whole of, well, it's so just the regular lens, I mean, just for a close range bright light, it's useful. It's useful, but I usually, well, it would be nice with with the headlamp, or I have a headlamp and things, but the lens just is, it's just strange, how lenses kind of really are and stuff. So this is one. So I've got to keep, different flashlights depending, but without the lens, is a pretty good exploration flashlight compared to with the lens. It's useful. Well, I've got to say it's useful just because I did thinking it will work out and stuff. But it doesn't shine as bright. So this is with the lens, or as far in distance. I'm not 100% sure why. I mean, it still seems pretty bright. It's just it's just not what I expected, with the lens. But these lenses were probably like 70 cents, under $1 a piece. I mean, it's no big deal, I think. And also, they sell these it's just a decent, so that's a one DIY. And yeah, it's gonna be tough. I'm probably not gonna do this as much as I would expect. It's just, so I did a bunch of these flashlights, and I hope they don't like burn out. If they do, I've got to put some oil down in there and tear them apart and stuff like that. So I'm kind of going over here to all these blow torches. I'm going to test these blow torches to see if, and I do have some refillable butane that I've gotten out. See if they even work. These are coming in handy for some dental molding situations. and just as a spare backup lighter and stuff. So this one does want to work. I've got quite a few. Let's, yeah, hopefully I've got, so that's good. I wasn't expecting. Um, and then a few of these I'll have to repair. So sometimes even if it clicks, there might be a melted. Um, so these two larger torches are kind of bad, I guess. I'm gonna have to try to repair them. It the Yeah. So see if, but I need these larger torches for DIY. So eventually I'm gonna try to take them apart. As soon as I've got pretty much um I've got a spare lighter, but this one actually has but yeah, so any elect and sometimes the wire, this one is actually refillable, but it's really corroded, I think, so maybe I could use that. So yeah, I've got to kind of like save up and get some lighter parts and try to fix the torch of a box or plastic bag and then a box. So that's most of what I've just mainly three things for now. Is the shoe boxes, some of the e-vaporizers and stuff, some flashlights. I would say, I think, yeah, a battery. I think I might have dropped one of the batteries. So it's quite a interesting, but it's better than nothing, you know. And if I could get kind of work on a few things, it becomes useful. And I've got spare DIY boxes full of small little parts. I also have some like spray bottles, like in these buckets. So I got spray bottles to fix up, and so there's just all types of stuff. Basically, there's I have a couple larger marbles. So I've got a couple of shooters, which is pretty cool. Really enjoy it. Used to enjoy playing marbles a little for once in a while with some of the other, game boards like chess, Monopoly. So it's kind of hard to, deal with a few things. I'm, you know, being too compulsive about a lot of, just ordinary stuff, but it becomes useful, down the line, I think, so I could put some stuff there. And these little small buckets and stuff, I like to use them to go around and pick out whatever items and put them away, depending on cleaning and stuff, and then reusing all these plastics and stuff for later on. So I'll have a sorting situation, and I'll just put stuff, together for a while, make sure things are clean, and then store it. So I think I see a lighter right here. I wonder if it's refillable. I'll probably take this apart, and I'll talk to you guys later. Really nice lighter. Maybe I could like swap out. Maybe I could like swap out